going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Chris Stevens Writes YouTube channel. I'm, of course, Chris Stevens, and this is a new segment of sorts. Like, I'm just trying new things out. I mean, I did mention briefly in a previous episode that I wanted to start talking about, some of my experiences with music and different things since I'm a music guy, and I really hope to have people on this channel talk music and more things related to that with me. But this quick little episode, I'm riding solo. So this is Chris's, or just Chris with the apostrophe, Concert Chronicles. And I'm going to tell you about the last concert I went to. And I mean, hey, it was a banger. I mean, what more can I say, man? I mean, this was my first concert post-pandemic. The last concert I went to before everything shut down was I took my mom to see Maze and Frankie Beverly at the Dell Music Center in Philadelphia, which was, of course, a yearly thing because Frankie always used to close out the summer months at the Dell Labor Day weekend. My mom's birthday is Labor Day weekend. Take her to go see her favorite. Why not? And I've always had a good time going to see Frankie. I mean, I don't know if I would see Frankie now because if you're not familiar, if you're not up to date, the Maze that he's with now is not the Maze that was with him on tour during the good times in recent years. Those guys have broken camp, and Frankie's got a new band now. And from what I heard from the Atlantic City show, yeah, it might be that time for Frankie to go ahead and rap it. And I mean, we love the man. I mean, obviously, he's given us so many hits. And let me tell you guys something before I go into the details about the concert I just went to. That my new favorite concert. That Maze and Frankie Beverly have now put out a record in 31 years and been touring off the strength of that since 1994. The music prior to that. That's how you know you have a loyal fan base when nobody's begging you for a new album. They just want to hear the same shit over and over and over again. So kudos to Frankie Beverly for a hell of a run. This may be the end of it, but hopefully he sticks around to get his flowers. I want a Maze and Frankie Beverly documentary. Somebody give me that. That's all I need. But anyway, that was the last concert I went to before COVID came along. And then after COVID came along, life was in flux, job stuff was in flux, everything was just different. And when I heard that Beyonce was going to take the Renaissance tour on the road, obviously, because that's what she does, that's what these new stars, I mean, that's what every star does or everybody does with an album. You tour behind it. But I had never seen Beyonce before in concert, ever. And I bought the Renaissance tickets because I could afford them at the time. Like the job that I was working, the one that I mentioned in the previous video that just totally steered me away from anything public relations. It was a nice paying job. Make no mistake about it. I mean, that's probably what I miss about it more than anything else. I mean, the people that dogged me out don't care too much about them, but the money is what I'm missing at this point. Anyway, so I bought those tickets. Lincoln Financial Field, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I thought they were low-level seats, but they were not low-level seats. They were kind of high up. And your boy's afraid of heights. I mentioned it in the last video. I don't fly. So I don't do it. I don't deal with anything heights, period. So that's why I never go into Philadelphia as much as I love the city, because driving along I-95 scares me to death, because you look over the side of the highway and it's just air. Tons of air. I mean, it's not like, you look over and you see, oh, wow, maybe just a little patch of grass, whatever. No, all you see is an entire city or, neighborhood below you. And heights just freak me out. I'm sorry. That's why I don't drive into Philadelphia all that much. Love Philly, but I guess I got to get over it at some point if I'm going to go into Philly, do some new things, maybe meet somebody. I don't know, because I don't think I'm going to meet anybody willing to know. I just don't. Sorry. But anyway, yeah, Lincoln Financial Field, Philadelphia, July 12th, 2023. I spent that whole week leading up to the concert hemming and hawing about whether I was going to go or not, because I'd already paid for the tickets. And I mean, I could have made a pretty penny on a resale, but I guess that would have been scalping or whatever. But I mean, I didn't even have anybody to go with. I bought 2 tickets because maybe I thought, I'd have a date to go with me or something, but I didn't. So it was just an unused ticket. But overall, I spent that whole week like, am I going to go? Am I not going to go? And everybody was like, and everybody knows that my social anxiety, my nerves are just like bad. Everybody's like, but go, you'll have a great time. It's Beyonce. And yes, it's Beyonce, because Beyonce has been someone that has ruled the music and pop culture universe for 25 years. And, the time I knew that Beyonce was one of the finest women on earth, was the Get on the Bus video from the Why Do Fools Fall in Love soundtrack. If you haven't seen that video, go YouTube it. Anyway, I had a crush on Beyonce, came to admire her artistry, and it's like, yeah, you're not going to get too many chances to see probably the greatest living pop star at the moment, because Michael Jackson is the greatest pop star to have ever lived. But of course, Michael is no longer with us. Damn, that's coming up on 15 years. What is time anymore? But yes, I went, and I did not take 95 all the way in. I came Route 13 all the way through Chester, Essington, all the way until I had to get on the 291 bridge going over into South Philly to get to Lincoln Financial Field. And even the bridge for that little bit of time freaked me out. And I'll tell you about the ride home. Yeah, the ride home, I'll just give you that now. They closed off the back way, so I had to take 95 all the way home. Boy. In the dark. Scary hours, man. Scary hours. But I made it home because I'm obviously telling you this story. So, your boy pulls up the Lincoln Financial Field. And granted, I don't get out much. So, me seeing people from different walks of life was an eye-opener. It wasn't one of those things where, it just like, freaked me out and, had me feeling like, looking down my nose at anybody. It was like, wow, these people really get to be themselves. They love this woman so much that she inspires. Like, I mean, you don't see, LGBTQ people that open and that out in Wilmington, Delaware. You don't. Or you don't pay attention to it, or at least, I just don't go out and see that many people. But, there were, femme men, in skirts and boots. And, black and disco ball was the dress code, obviously, because that's what Beyonce has on the Renaissance cover. It's a black background. It's her on a disco horse elephant or whatever with a disco ball. And your boy showed up in a Phillies t-shirt, which you've seen on this channel a few times, and basketball shorts and black New Balances. I literally was like so out of, so I guess an outsider, an outcast, but nobody cared because too many people were just so excited to see Beyonce. And not only does she brings people from all walks of life out. Like, granted, it's Philly. Beautiful women are in Philly all the time. But, just seeing them come out for Beyonce, dressed to the nines, literally dressing like the album cover, it's like, God damn. Whew. But yes, walking through the parking lot, walking up to the gate, going to my seat. It was, just taking it all in. That was just the important thing for me, was taking it all in. Because, I knew I was there to see Beyonce, but I also knew that I was going to be, walking into an arena and a stage where, I was the outsider. I'm what they call a cishet, cisgender heterosexual black dude, walking into that space and seeing, LGBTQ people, women, you see women all the time, obviously, but, seeing people that, who the album is really for. I just happened to enjoy the music and I just wanted to see Beyonce in concert. But this was like a moment for these people. And they deserve it. I saw quite a few, gay men of, that were obviously gay, of a certain age. And I'll never forget Craig Seymour, the great music critic. I don't even think Craig is on Twitter anymore. But yeah, I remember Craig saying, I think it was him that said, the gay men now that are the elders are, finally getting to live because they didn't have elders because, Reagan and all those folks handled the AIDS crisis so piss poorly. And, that was part of Beyonce's thing with the Renaissance album being dedicated to her Uncle Johnny, who was a gay man who died of AIDS. So, being an outsider, you just learn to walk around and, just, be, in that moment and let those people enjoy themselves. And it was fun watching people enjoy themselves. Like there was one dude, I think a little further, I think maybe a couple rows down. No, he was about a row down over to my right, couple seats over, row down. He was snapped because they have Renaissance fans. Because, fan me off while I need my glass. Fan me off on my whiskers. Yeah, I love that. The whole album. I mean, I could do a Renaissance album on review on the spot right now, but I'm not gonna. I'm gonna spare you. I'm gonna just stick to the concert. But yeah, this dude was snapping his fan on beat every single song, and I was like, yeah, this is fun. And you know, you get caught up in. I mean, you just surrounded by people having a good time, and you can't help but have a good time. It's like Renaissance was the disco album because disco was generally like that, genuinely like that in the '70s. People, regardless of their orientation, their race, their gender, they just got together and enjoyed the music. And that's what the Renaissance tour was. It was the American opener, which made it all the more, fun for us local natives because people had seen the tour in Europe and gotten previews of what was happening. And Philly got to see it up close and personal first in the United States. Fitting because Philadelphia is considered America's birthplace. So yeah, that was cool. And I must say that even on a screen, because no, I was not close enough to look Beyonce in the eyes and tell her that, you don't need to do this with Hove. We could have fun together. No, I'm just playing. I'm just kidding. But even on Jumbotron, that woman is absolutely gorgeous, man. Like, I mean, you get, you get hypnotized. It's like, yo, she really exists. And she is that amazingly beautiful. It's like, what the fuck, bro? But yeah, it's like, damn. And she has this way of connecting with the audience. Like, she's playful, she's silly, she's a chanteuse. She does all of these. She plays all of these different roles on stage. She makes you feel like, you're, in her spirit, in her circle. And it's fucking dope. I don't get too deep into Stan Wars because some of y'all need Jesus, but I get why people go up for this woman so much because it's like, wow, you get it. I guess you literally have to experience her live to understand. Like, she fools around, she has her jokes, but she still gives you a performance. And, the dancers, they did the whole ballroom scene thing near the end. We saw Blue Ivy. If Blue Ivy wants a career as a performer, she can have one. Like, there's no mistaking that the album did fall far from the tree in that respect. Like, she's just improved. She improved every step of the tour, even after Philadelphia. So, just overall, I enjoyed that show very much. Like, literally hearing the whole album in different spaces. Her interspersing older hits. Like, I have to admit that, we're adults here. This is a safe space because it's my channel. If you want to be stupid, I'll block you. But I have to admit, hearing 60,000 people, Black, white, Latino, Asian, Eastern Indian, Native American, Indigenous, gay, straight, man, woman, trans, non-binary, femme, masculine, singing Dangerously in Love, it literally choked me up. I ain't gonna hold you. I was like, shit, what are these feelings that I'm feeling? I'm not one to play macho because I'm just not a macho. I'm just a regular ass dude, but being able to absorb everything in that moment was just like, holy shit, this is the real deal. And it was an enjoyable experience. And I wish I had taken more videos. I only have a handful of videos because it wasn't like they said, oh, don't shoot any videos of Beyonce or we're gonna walk you out this motherfucker. But I was too busy enjoying the show. And whenever she decides to grace us with her presence on a national tour again, your boy's gonna be there. The Renaissance tour, I've seen so many concerts over the years. Some that I'll talk about more on this channel, but this was the first concert that literally just had me struck in a way that I'd never been struck by live music in a concert before. And I've seen some great ones. I've seen Maze and Frankie 6 times. I've seen Dennis Edwards and the Temptations Review. I've seen The Whispers. I've seen The Internet, my favorite band, at the Trocadero. Rest in peace to the Troc. So many great acts and artists, but I get why people go up for Beyonce, man. I totally and truthfully get it. Her experience is none other. You have to do it for yourself if you haven't. There are people that have seen her in concert 15, 20 times. and they all come away feeling like I did, and I just seen her for the first time. That's how you know you're a star. That's how you know you're an all-timer. That's how you know that your place in the history of music and pop culture pantheon is secure. When you can make somebody feel the same way that a newbie feels 15, 20 times over, you're that girl. And Beyonce, yes, indeed, is that girl. Very much enjoyed the Renaissance tour. I come back to that album and that concert over and over again. Like I literally just, I'll have a moment where it's just like during the day, I'll just literally think about, how she hates Diva, but that's become the legend meme of the tour. She ain't no diva. I mean, it's funny, but very much an enjoyable experience seeing Beyonce. Like I relive it in my mind over and over again. And when I want to go back and listen to the album, I end up listening to the album 4, 5, 6, 7 times in a row. That's just how it goes because that she got robbed of album of the year. Make no mistake about it. But we all know how great she is. She probably knows how great she is. And me seeing Beyonce in person for the first time clued me into just how great she really was. And that's going to do it for the first edition of the Chris Concert Chronicles here on my YouTube channel. Greatly appreciate y'all for watching. As always, all the contact and social media info will be in the description below if you want to chat with me about it. If you've been to see Beyonce in the Renaissance tour, or if you've just been to see Beyonce, period, let me know in the comments what you thought about the Renaissance tour. What was your experience like? What was your favorite memory of the Renaissance tour? Let's talk about it. So thank y'all for coming to my channel. If you're new, if you've been here before, greatly appreciate you as always. Till the next time we talk, y'all be good or be good at it.